Okay, so it's the next day following yesterday's tour, which felt very rushed. So I don't know what the content's going to look like, but hopefully it's good for you guys. But today it's going to be slightly different. So it's another tour, but I've reduced the number of things we're doing. So we're going to do a township tour. See some of the parts of Cape Town that you may not necessarily see if you come here as a tourist. And then the Bocap area, which is an area that has a lot of colourful houses to it. So I'm with a minicab driver who is going to, or a minicab company, as you can see there, who's going to take me around with an organisation that, or with somebody he knows. And we're just stopping off, guessing, because he needs to get some supplies or so. Yep, so here goes for another day of sightseeing in Cape Town.
Townships in Cape Town. It dates back in 1927.
Okay.
It was established under the Urban Areas Act of 1923.
Okay.
It was named after a king, and his name was Langa Township.
Okay.
So Langa Township was a rebellion. So he rebels against the Natal government.
Okay.
In the late 18th century. He was therefore arrested, sent in life in prison, but he was released under the British intervention in 1875.
Okay.
So Langa is a very small community, about 478 hectares in size.
Okay.
It's bounded by the National Road number 2.
Okay.
The road that takes you from the airport downtown. It would be Venka Drive, Epping Industrial Area, as well as the railway track.
Okay.
So population-wise, based on the stats that were recorded in 2011, over 55,000 people are viewed to be living in this community.
Okay.
With 10 public schools, 5 primary schools, 4 high schools, and 1 higher learning adult center.
Okay.
So the oldest primary, it dates back in 1935.
Okay.
And the oldest secondary dates back in 1937.
Okay.
So the language predominantly spoken by many here would be Xhosa.
Okay.
Xhosa, which is my mother tongue language.
Okay.
It's a language that is characterized by the clicks we make when we speak.
Okay.
Using letter C.
Okay.
C in the form of ititi, ucoceko, ucanzibe, ucikitane.
Okay.
X as in ikoko, umkokozi,
Okay.
ukokota, ukam, uyatoka. Then Q will be ikaka, likakakeka, kukakaka, likakanjelwa likakuva emkolo.
Okay.
Very easy if you know it and less complicated.
Okay.
So this township of Langa, it's a very diverse community.
Yeah.
That is why it's very much important while we drive, you take note of the social and the economic dimensions that exist in a single community.
Okay. So just to start off, what defines a township? So what makes a township a township?
Okay, the word township on its own, under Oxford Dictionary, it is a new residential suburb.
Okay.
But over the years, township, it has been associated with a lot of negative things such as the poor infrastructure, poverty, the corrugated units which you might see coming from the airport downtown, spilling along the road.
Yep.
But township under Oxford Dictionary, it's stipulated that it is a new residential area.
Okay.
But mostly in South Africa, townships were actually developed by then the authorities of the Apartheid regime to actually force people to move from areas closer to the suburb and actually place them on the outskirts of the community where there was no political or economic power.
Okay.
So if you might have visited the area known as the District 6 area, you might realize that during 1900, black colored Indians and the European descendants, they lived closer together into the inner city of the Cape. But people were forcibly removed under the Group Areas Act of 1950, which led to many people moving the areas closer to the outskirts or to the Greater Cape Flats, and they were placed there under the Group Areas Act of 1915. So most of the people were moved into the inner city to replace the land that had no economic power or no political power. Okay? They were to come into the bigger city. They had to carry a document notoriously known as the Dome Pass, then have a mutual agreement with then authorities of the Apartheid, stating clearly that you can come into the city, but you'll stay for a period of time. But if one failed to do so, many were subject to being evicted out of the unit, deported back into the rural countryside. So in here, we have about a family per room, as opposed to different families back then. But here, it's an apartment. Family apartment. 2 bedrooms, bathroom, and living area. So, construction is occurring, but it's very unfortunate that things are not occurring as fast as one would love. Okay?
Sure, okay.
So one will call this particular area that we are driving to the Beverly Hills of Langa.
The Beverly Hills of Langa, okay.
Yeah, it's where you'd found people were vacant for their money, professionals by profession, in the form of doctors, teachers, business people, lawyers, you name it.
Sure.
You find them in this particular area.
Okay.
But the great thing that I admire mostly about the people that live in this area, and many of us living on the other side, is that 9 out of 10 we get along very well.
Okay. So you're a resident of Langa?
I beg your pardon?
You live here?
I live here. I've been staying here for 30 years of my life.
30 years, okay.
Yeah. So on this other side, left and the right hand side, it's a new development that has been taking place, where the government is removing tiny corrugated units, replacing them with the beautiful apartments. So progress is occurring, construction is occurring, but things are not occurring as fast as one would certainly anticipate.
Okay.
So people get to these units for free. What they do is to pay meters for water and buy their own electricity. It's the houses are installed with prepaid meter box appliances. So people purchase electricity according to how they afford.
Sure, okay.
In front of us, this is the poorest part of our own community.
Okay.
It might be regarded by many as the less privileged.
Okay.
As you can see, shacks spilling along the road, right inside. The reasons why these shacks occur, it's because of the influx of people coming from the villages.
Okay.
Just look at the contrast. From the other side, the shacks, then on the other side, beautiful houses. So all the people who live in those tiny corrugated units, they are in a waiting list to get a property from the government.
Okay.
But it is very unfortunate that things, they are not occurring as fast as one would love or anticipate.
Okay.
Langa Meat Market, Shop Right You Save, you name it. Sometimes you don't need to go to town to do our businesses. We can do it here locally.
Okay.
People selling anything from free-range chickens, fruit and veg stores, electrical appliances, liquor stores, a supermarket. We'll also see people who are doing barbecue. We call it braai.
Okay.
You will eat meat here up until you drop. That is why many of us suffer from an uncharacteristic syndrome known as 1 pack instead of 6 pack. It's a high consumption of barbecue. In front of us, this is where 6 people were killed and many more were injured in protest against the past laws. 21st of March 1960,
Okay.
when a leader of the Pan Africanist Congress by the name Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe, he led a past campaign when he said to the people, leave your passport at home, go to the nearest police station, let them arrest you. Sobukwe knew black people's strength with the numbers and the state have not built enough prisoners to arrest everybody, so he wanted to make prisoners overflowing and influx control uncontrollable. So the march led to 69 people being killed nationwide, and the day was dubbed it as the Shovel Massacre, and today we celebrate it as the Human Rights Day. So we're back on Washington Street on our way out to Langa. On that note, guys, that is the end of my short tour. Hopefully, guys, you have discovered part of this community, and hoping that you will enjoy the rest of the day. So have a wonderful time and a wonderful holidays in South Africa.
Thank you.
So when you go back to United Kingdom, tell the people to come down, do this typically kind of tours. Yes, we live in conditions that may not look great, but we will forever be grateful to the clients that come to our country, because what you bring, it generates an economy, and such things tend to create jobs for many South Africans that are not working.
Yep.
So I reiterate, have a wonderful time and a wonderful holidays in South Africa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.